Hello, I'm Bob Dickinson of InfoWorks, and you're looking at the output folder for InfoSWM 2D. I want to explain how the files in the output folder fit together and what you can learn by looking at them. First of all, there's two compartments in the output folder. There's a 2D compartment and then there's a scenario. Scenario is just like the regular InfoSWM scenario part of the output folder. It contains the binary graphics, the text output, and the actual input file that's used in our InfoSWM engine based on SWM 5. Other things are there's an import mapping text which shows what's happening in the model. So it tells us that we're using rainfall on the mesh, we're using infiltration, what the parameters are, and it's similar to what's used in ICM 2D. In fact, we use the ICM 2D engine. Let's move over here. The polygon InfoSWM mesh 2D. Let me drag this in here. Is the mesh log for the 2D zones. It tells you, just like it does in ICM, what's being used, what kind of infiltration zones, subcatchments, meshing, what kind of porous polygons are used. One difference between InfoSWM 2D and ICM is we don't have river reaches. Also tells you the number of triangles. So that's a little bit about the InfoSWM 2D mesh. So that was the mesh HTML. Other things are the text file. Basically, these are interconnections between the 1D and the 2D. Now, if we go to 2D, there's a bunch of shape files that basically are the shape files for the mesh, simulation polygon, mesh polygon, all those other features inside of the program. Then we click on scenario, and here we come to really the meat of the program. Here we have the output binary file, the HTML, the text output for 1D, so here's our 1D. And what's different about the 1D, 2D InfoSWM versus just the 1D is that external outflow can go to the 2D mesh as well as to outfalls. And then we have the InP file. And the way the InP file is set up is just like a SWM 5 file, except what we do is we basically, every time there's a 1D to 2D node connection, we create an outfall. And that outfall is connected through an orifice to the 2D mesh. So you're still using SWM 5 features, but they're connecting to the 2D ICM mesh engine. And then finally we have the text output for the 2D. If you're an ICM user or an InfoSWM 2D user, you'll recognize this. It gives you the basic information about the model, and very important, how much rainfall there was on the mesh, what volume was lost on the mesh, that's the infiltration, and then what came out of the mesh. So normally you have a pretty good mass balance, and this basically helps you debug if needed the output. So this is a brief look at the output file for InfoSWM and InfoSWM 2D. I hope you learned something from this video, and I'm going to close right now. Thank you.